All right. There's a piece of rock I pulled out of the stash pile, trash pile. Not really trash, just as I work it down, I throw the flakes into another bin. You can see it's pretty thick, it's pretty chunky. Here's my measuring to see if I can get that out of it. If I can't, it's no big deal because this is really pretty. This will make a little necklace or something. But we're going to see. We're going to... It warmed up to 20 outside, so my heater actually works and has got me to where I don't have to be in a coat. But hoping my camera will focus. Yep. I'm going to try and give the camera, something to focus on. Let me see if I put this yellow thing up here. If it will change. Oh, it looks like that does help with the focus. So the camera's not hitting the floor. I don't know how it's going to affect my napping, but we'll see. The old indirect as per usual. Let's start knocking it out. Oh, this stone's a little tough. Maybe this one, yeah, it looks cooked. Well, you can see we've got the kind of the ultimate turtleback. We don't have a good angle for it yet. And if the copper won't do it, we'll go to steel. It's been a while since I actually napped. So, oh yeah, looky there. See, now I saved all them flakes like that because you could actually make something out of that, but it's tough. It's tough. So hopefully I don't catch pneumonia out here. Oh yeah. See, when you got the indirect, you can work them little pieces like that. Guess I could just throw my flakes on the yellow thing. But there we go. Now I'm working. Everybody has their way of doing stuff, but I'm working the flat side till I get. You see, it's like perfectly flat. You see that against that yellow? It's like perfectly flat. Because I knocked them flakes off. But I'm going to slowly work my way up till I get to a point where I can attack this ridge. If I get this ridge, after that, I'm just shaping the point. And I can't get to that ridge yet. I got to eat a little bit. Got to eat a little bit right here. Nice. See, I did a braid and I muffed it. See, now what I did, I moved my thickness a little so I can get on there and I can take another thicker flake. And I do not want to lose that lightning. Ooh, I hit it right on the lightning. That was not a good plan. You hit on that lightning, a lot of times it'll break. I don't know what I was thinking. I haven't actually got to work some with the lightning in it for a while. Lucky for me, it's so thick right now that, it just didn't split. See, without the indirect, you'd have a hard time working a piece this small. You have a hard time with it, too. See, I'm almost trapezoidal. Now this, I need to use this to get to there because this is obviously not going to be in the point. It's kind of yucky looking, but I'm thinking I can hit right there and drive a flake over to get me started. Now this is all or nothing. And I went for too much. You see that step there? We're going to pop it back in. Yeah, that didn't work. I think if I didn't have this yellow thing here and I whacked it hard, but you see it was thick. It would have took my whole turtle in one shot, which would have been awesome, but that did. See, I took that mass, so it kind of isolated it, and I got this beauty of a flake to make something with. Now we're still all rough looking, but we don't have that big turtle anymore. And now we can start doing See, before I learned indirect, I had to get a pretty big piece of flint and get a good flat flake, like a flake already flat like this, to make the arrowheads with. But now, thanks to the indirect, which I learned watching people on YouTube, So everybody learns from somebody. I should have brought my glasses out so I could see better. And you see, when I do this, I go a lot by feel. I don't flip it over and look every time. So I knew this is my good side. This is my, yeah. I've got to get to a good shape without losing too much more now. And you can see it's kind of boogery right there. So I don't know how this is going to pressure flake, because it's been a day or two. You know, we had some really cold weather, and I started a new job, and I'm basically, right now anyways, working sun up to sundown. Try and keep you guys in the frame here so you can see. But all I'm trying to do is get the cookie, the crumbly stuff off. And I want to make this edge thick enough. That's one thing that took me a while to learn. Now on obsidian and stuff, you can drive a big flake and with a thin edge. But for me, with the flint ridge, I gotta have a kind of a thick edge, depending on the flake I want to drive. And see, I want to get all right. Let's see if we can get one to go down the tip. Not too shabby. Didn't do too much, but it got it a little. See there? When I prep that tip, I prep that edge. Now my bad side is actually becoming my good side. See those flakes go? You gotta have it enough of an edge. The thing about this flint ridge is, even cooked, it's pretty strong. Until you hit a seam, then you're out of luck. But, alright, now we got to do something on the other side. Where are we at? 13 minutes. Let's try and just turn this a little. See, now what I did is, you see I got that thick edge. I worked it down to where I got a spot that's below center, and I got that thick edge, and I worked it till I got a spot that's below center. Now I can start driving flakes along that, not in, but along, and hopefully get that edge. Faced over, and see, I'm set up to drive them down that ridge, but not all at one go. See, I'm working it. See, I got it going. Now what I'm going to do, because I'm getting a little thick and a little thin, pop a little pressure flake there. I'm not going to grind it because I don't want it to be too strong. You see that ridge is almost gone, and I'm I'm in a shape where I can work either way. I actually need to work. Now there's quartzy stuff right there. Got to be very delicate. Oh, I took a bite. But that's all right, because my stem's going to be here. I still got, I'm still deciding. I got this ridge right here to deal with. So let's... Since our tip's not pointy, we don't have to worry about hitting on the end too much. See, I cleared that off. Now I've got what you would call a preform. And we're at 16 minutes. Maybe we'll do a little bit more. I'm gonna figure out the best way to get the biggest point out of this. Find my measuring point. Looks like I might have to make the part that was going to be the tip, the end, the tip, or just a whole different style of point. What? Go to a little bit. Where's my other flaker? Got my aluminum now. Aluminum works good. I really like aluminum. See, now this has a finer tip, so it doesn't have to, you don't have to hit as hard. Now my state requires the points to be 3/4 of an inch wide. They don't have to be any particular length. And this does away with a lot of pressure flaking for me. Okay, when we hit 20 minutes, we're going to call this part 1. And I'm going to go in and do the conversion so that it doesn't take 6 hours to upload. And you see when I pressure flake, this is how people break their points too. You have this big gap and you pressure flake in the middle. You can see my pads wore right here. What I do is I line up where I'm going to take the flake right on this edge, and I don't push on this side. I just hold my thumb back here to keep it from sliding. This finger holds it in place and the flake goes down there. Usually, like that. This edge is really blunt, so it's taking a little bit to get the flakes to pop off of there. But that's 20 minutes. We're going to call it part 1. Chunky, tough, but pretty Flint Ridge chunk. Okay, we're back. Part 2, chunky, colorful Flint Ridge, small piece. We're going to just do some pressure flaking. Part 2 is not going to be very long because I'm not really going to finish the point. I'm just going to do some pressure flaking with my long springy nail flaker. And right now I'm just doing short flakes. They still want to shoot across the room because this springiness. See, I want to get that convexity so the flakes will run. And I got to clear this little steppy spot. Get my edge good. Now, I could use the indirect for this, but the pressure flaker, see, it's doing really good. I stack them flakes up, wearing the tip out of my glove. Okay, we're gonna come back over here and we're gonna do short. Because I need a good push off to clear this. This black spot is a different kind of flint, so I need a good push off spot that'll hold up. Almost. Do one more. I broke before. But you see, we got 90% of it. We got to come up a little bit. Let's do some grinding. My edge is still below center, so I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. I'm going to come right here. Here, we got it. We got that steppy bit. See, once you get this smoothness, the flakes will travel. That flake went from there clear over to here. Once you get that correct shape, the flakes will go. And this isn't like obsidian. This is good, but it's not like obsidian. It'll fight you the whole way. Regardless of how much people say Flint Ridge is butter. It is not butter to them. Now, I'm sure there is some that's, just spectacular. And I have some hidden under my shelf here. Trying to keep that last little bit of lightning, but it looks like it's gonna go. I love it when they shoot clear over to the door. A little bit right there, and this side will be done. And we'll keep some. I'm not going to make this into a using arrowhead. I think I'm just going to make it into a little pendant. And wire wrap it. But there we go. Got the good shape on both sides. Fairly thin from that bad chunk we started with. I mean, you could stick this on an arrow. Perfectly legal in West Virginia. Just knock this off. Put a couple little notches. And I still might do that. If I do, that'll be part 3. All right. I just wanted to get it done, so I went ahead and napped it off screen. But there you go. This is going to go on a point I'm going to hunt rabbits with. I have 2 more arrows that need points, and I'll post a video with this point on it. It's got a nice edge. I kept a little bit of the lightning, the quartz for luck. Quartz for luck. Always quartz for luck. Pretty sharp. Definitely do a rabbit or a squirrel in. Deer too, but I'm going small game hunting.